this video, we will cover some cues to help you when meeting Poles. We will also address some cultural tips that will hopefully spare you from awkward misunderstandings. Generally speaking, a certain amount of distance and formality is the norm in public settings. For instance, unlike in America, smiling at strangers is considered a bit odd. However, Poles are friendly, welcoming, and outgoing with people that they know well, and you are sure to experience this firsthand if you are invited into their homes. When meeting someone for the first time, it is customary to shake their hand and to use formal forms of conversation, such as pan pani or sir madam. In a business or academic setting, pan pani will often be followed by their last name or title, such as professor or director. This level of formality remains until the superior, either in age or profession, decides to drop down to the informal ti or you form, in which case you can now use first names. In a business setting in which you are the person with the highest position, you can lower the formality by politely saying, "Please call me John." But you should always be sure to first introduce yourself with your full name, John Smith. The formal forms of panpangi should be used in all public situations, whether you are asking a stranger on the street for directions, speaking to a waiter, or asking a librarian for help. If you are invited to someone's home, when you arrive, you should shake hands with and greet each guest. According to superstition, you should not shake hands with someone over a threshold. This is considered bad luck. Poles do not usually hug people like Americans do. Instead, they will exchange kisses on the cheek, usually 2 or 3, with people that they know well. Men sometimes kiss the hands of women in salutation, although this dated custom is making its way out of Polish culture. This is more common among the older generation of men as a sign of respect. So, if you are a woman traveling in Poland for business or pleasure, do not hold out your hand in anticipation of it being kissed, but do not be surprised if, when shaking a man's hand, he gently bows and swiftly kisses the top of your hand. I do not advise men traveling to Poland to try to copy this move. Although some people claim that there are no taboo subjects in conversation, it would be best for you, as a visitor, to avoid topics of religion and politics, unless, of course, your companion engages you first. But even still, tread lightly. You will find that Poles often speak openly about the state of their country, including politics, social issues, and religion, which tend to be colored with jokes or complaints. But this is not an invitation for you to make similar comments about Poland. Despite some cynical musings, dark-colored observations, and differences of opinion on major issues, Poles are fiercely patriotic, and they will not appreciate a foreigner making jokes at their nation's expense. Be sure to learn some Polish phrases and familiarize yourself with Polish literature, film, or history. Poles know that their language is a difficult one, so they will deeply appreciate your efforts to speak Polish, even with mistakes. And they will certainly be impressed by even your limited knowledge of their culture. I already discussed the issue of saying thank you to a waiter in a different video, but there is another occasion when saying thank you may cause a misunderstanding. If you are offered a cup of tea and you respond with thank you, a Pole will understand this as no thank you. Speaking of no, this little word is often a great source of confusion for first-time Polish speakers. No, in Polish, is often used interchangeably as well, yeah, really, or even So if in Polish, you were to ask someone if they were ready to leave for the movies, and they respond with no, they mean, yeah, let's go. Generally speaking, Poles tend to dress up when they leave the house. I'm not talking about tuxedos or evening gowns, but a clear effort is made to look nice when going out into public, even if that means jeans and sneakers. Unlike in the States, you are not likely to see people doing their grocery shopping or eating in a restaurant while wearing sweatpants. This difference is especially evident on college campuses. A Polish student would never wear pajama bottoms to class. For business meetings, you should err on the side of formality and wear appropriate business attire. Because many Poles are named after Christian saints, they will celebrate a name day on their saint's feast day according to the Christian calendar of saints. On their name day, people will receive wishes of health, wealth, happiness, and success, and it is customary for women to receive bouquets of flowers on their name day. The person who has the name day will host and treat their family and friends to a party. During such a celebration, the song 100 lat, or 100 years, will be sung. This song is used to wish someone good wishes for a long, healthy life. 100 lat serves as the equivalent to happy birthday, but it is also sung at other celebrations and occasions, such as weddings, anniversaries, and even formal events. In Poland, name days are typically celebrated more than birthdays, although this is slowly changing. Celebrating name days is a very big part of Polish culture, so much so that buses and trams with scrolling marquees not only list the next stop and the time, but also name days. There is a common stereotype that Poles are heavy drinkers, especially when it comes to vodka. But Poles' consumption of alcohol is actually below the European Union average. Beer, or piwo in Polish, is quickly taking over vodka by popularity in Poland, with more and more microbreweries appearing annually. Many restaurants will offer Pilsner-style beers served with a few ounces of raspberry syrup. If you are interested in trying it for yourself, order piwo z sokiem. The most popular Polish beers are Żywiec, Okocim, and Tyskie. But vodka still remains the alcohol used for toasting. When it comes to drinking vodka, or wódka, it is usually served neat, often chilled, and it is consumed in one gulp, with either a glass of juice or a zakąska as a chaser. A zakąska is a bite of food, such as a pickle, a piece of herring, or a slice of bread. Such a drinking culture has more to do with celebration than inebriation, and vodka is reserved for festive events or special occasions. This is different than in America, where shots are recreational and consumed in addition to other drinks. In Poland, such shots are taken after a toast, and everyone cheers na zdrowie, to health. This could be followed by a rousing round of 100 lat.
100 lat, 100 lat, niech żyje, żyje nam. 100 lat, 100 lat, niech żyje, żyje nam.